Well, hello there, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome back to Legal Talk. Man, oh man, I hope everybody had a nice commercial break, able to get up, you stretch your legs, walk to the fridge, or maybe a hot beverage, cold beverage, whatever it is you might like to enjoy while you consume not only the beverage, you're going to consume some good information right here on Legal Talk. We are so pleased, so happy, grateful, overflowing with joy to have everybody in the audience out there. And I am even more overflowing with joy because, boy, oh boy, I wait. Every time I know that this next guest is going to be on with us, I just am giddy with excitement, right? Today, we have a very special treat again for everybody. Expert in immigration law, attorney Ingrid Perez is with us today. Ingrid, thank you so much for being back on the show with us. Thank you so much for being here, giving us your time like this. We really appreciate you being with us, and thanks so much, and welcome back to the show.
Thank you so much for having me again, John. Nice to see you.
Yes, yes, you as well. Now, look, I hope that everybody out there is not bothered by the smoke, right? There's smoke around me, maybe because maybe not, but maybe there's smoke because these are burning questions, right? Where there's smoke, there's fire. We got some burning questions here. Everybody wants to know, and Ingrid's got the answer for us, right? So let's say you got some small and medium enterprises, SMEs, right? Now we are all being told all over and over and over again, small business, the backbone of the economy, right? Very important. Now let's say these SMEs, right? These small and medium enterprises, they want to, hire some workers from overseas, whatever the case may be, right? You got some immigration things in the mix, okay? So my first question for you, Ingrid, why is it important that SMEs have legal representation in immigration matters?
Oh, John, you said earlier that small businesses are the backbone of the country, and I would say that the employees are the lifeblood of the business, right? So that tells you kind of everything you need to know about why it's so important to work with immigration counsel when handling immigration matters for your employees. Small businesses, medium enterprises that rely on foreign workers, they are relying on their talents, right? And the availability of these workers to be in the United States with lawful status to do the job. Now, immigration is expensive. It is long, bureaucratic. And if you do it once, don't get it right, you have to start again. So investing in an immigration attorney and investing in that relationship and that partnership, I think is really crucial, right? An immigration attorney understands the bureaucracy, understands the paperwork that's needed to push these cases through. It's very few situations that you're able to get decisions quickly on behalf of the employees. That's really important to understand, deadlines and timelines within the immigration framework, right? Extremely important to do everything right in that context. And I think another important consideration for employers as well, who is, that are offering to bring employees to the United States, is the fact that their employees want to make sure that their family members are taken care of, right? That their family members are going to be able to join them in the United States. And I think an immigration attorney can sort of, ease that pain point for the employees, making the employer much more attractive. It is a benefit that is being offered to the employees. And I think at the end of the day, it's just a good investment to make on behalf of the company and on behalf of your employees. There's nothing worse than, seeing a situation go bad because the employer was not necessarily invested in making sure that the immigration process goes well for the employee, because at the end of the day, really who's going to suffer is that employee. And, there are immigration consequences to doing things incorrectly. So it's really important to invest in immigration, an immigration attorney, legal counsel to give you expert advice, just like with any other areas of the law that a business may need.
Right. Well, I've told people this many times out there. So, invest in a good legal counsel. That's going to be very important. It's an investment, not so much an expense. So, excuse me. Yeah. So now let's drill down, if we can, a little bit and ask you this question. How about visa application process? How can an immigration attorney help out with that?
So I think, a lot of times employers want to hire foreign nationals to do different jobs in the United States. And if, for example, the job requires a bachelor's degree, or if a job is for a skilled, or an unskilled position, whether the job is temporary or permanent in nature, all these are things that an immigration attorney needs to understand in order to really help the employer, right? And help the employee get the right visa to come and do the work. So that's where the immigration lawyer comes in, really analyzing what is the employer's needs, their timeline, their, how many people they're going to sponsor, who is the employee, and their qualifications for the job for that specific visa. Does the person qualify for that visa or not, right? Where are they in the world? Are they in the United States? Are they outside of the United States? All of these things come into consideration. So, an immigration attorney, I think, is crucial to paint the bigger picture for the employer and the employee. And these are, immigration processes are things that happen behind a wall that we can't see through. An immigration attorney has insights into this. So I think it's important to, invest in that relationship so that the case has the best chance of being approved.
Excellent information. Thanks so much for that. Now, here's maybe probably the most important question of them all, right? So let's say there's a business owner out there, they're interested in, doing something with their business, going to involve some immigration work, and there's lots of options out there, right? So what kind of things should a business owner be looking for if they're going to choose a good immigration attorney? How do they know what's the right attorney?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, immigration law is so expansive. I mean, you can really niche in so many different visa types, right? We have family immigration, removal defense, humanitarian immigration, employment-based immigration. And then with the employment context, you have permanent visas and non-immigrant temporary visas. So it's just so vast. And I think it's really important for an employer looking to start a partnership with the law firm to, number one, speak to the attorney and understand exactly what this attorney can offer, right? Ask questions, understand the relationship from the beginning. What is the process going to look like, right? What agencies are we are going to be dealing with? We have USCIS, the United States Immigration, the United States Citizenship and Immigration Services. We have the Department of Labor. We have, consulates abroad that processes these visas. So it's just such a huge range of possibilities that I think that having conversations with the attorney to gauge their knowledge and experience is really important, right? And I think it's also important for employers to become, they don't have to become experts, they don't have to become attorneys, but I think it's important for the employers to have a buy-in, right? Become familiar with the process, and understand at least a little bit of what it looks like, because like I was saying, immigration is so vast and there's so many different agencies and so many different players and so many different acronyms that it's like very easy to get lost in the sauce. So I think understanding a little bit of how the process works is really important. I know, like on my website, for example, I have lots of blogs that I often send to clients when they want, to learn a little bit about something. I'm a big advocate of educating yourself and becoming familiar with the basics of immigration, because I think it helps demystify a lot of it. I think that's really important. So I think, speaking to multiple attorneys maybe to kind of, make sure that you're working with somebody that knows what they're doing. There's lots of ways to check that a person is qualified. Make sure that their bar license is good. All these little things I think are really important, especially in the world of immigration, where there is a lot, unfortunately, fraud. There's a lot of fake immigration lawyers out there that are not lawyers, that are pretending to be experts in the law when they're in fact not. So I think it's really important for employers to be, sophisticated, enough to be able to understand and know what they're signing at the end of the day.
Very important. So, a couple of good tips there. Make sure that you understand if you're a client searching out for an attorney, make sure that you understand, what the process is going to be as best you can. Ask plenty of questions and do your due diligence, man. I mean, caveat emptor, right? Make sure and let the buyer beware. There's a lot of fake folks out there claiming to be experts and they're really not. So be sure that you are dealing with someone a qualified expert. And so that's why it's very important to go ahead and pick up that phone and call Ingrid Perez when you need some immigration work done. And so, how do people go about doing that, Ingrid?
They can visit my website. It's ibplaw.com. We have an office in Orlando. I help people really all over the country and all over the world, which is really nice. And I think, nowadays with everything, with the technology that's available, it's just a lot easier to help people, that don't necessarily live in where I live. I live in Orlando. My office is in Orlando in Florida, but we have clients all over the country, all over the world, and technology really makes that possible. So my information is on my website, and anybody that wants to contact me can go through there.
Excellent. Well, that is wonderful information. Thank you so much again for being with us today on Legal Talk. It has been some excellent insight, and I hope that people pick up that phone and give you a call. Go to the website and check you out, and they're going to be glad they did. Let me just put it that way, right? So that is it for today's show. Folks, very happy to have had Ingrid with us today. Thanks so much, and we look forward to seeing Ingrid again next time, and we look forward to having the audience tune in next time and be with us again. So thanks for being with us, and that's it for today.
Thank you.